Good morning, kids. And here we start off the topic for chemical changes. And kids, we have covered that chemical changes, certain examples we have covered. We have conducted certain activities in the class also. And now what we are going to do is we are going to write that how are you going to, you can say the characters of a chemical change. How would you identify that a chemical change has taken place? The first one, heat, light, or any other radiation heat, light, or any other radiation, ultraviolet may be given off or absorbed. May be given off or absorbed. Like once we had burned that magnesium ribbon, tremendous amount of light was given out. Sound may be produced. Sound may be. And the example to this particular chemical reaction will be, of course, that once we burn a cracker, tremendous amount of heat and light is given out. That means burning of a cracker is also a chemical change. A change in smell. A new smell may be given off. Language as such is not necessary for the people to write in their exam. You must be well versed with these words. For example, heat, light, and any form of radiation, and here sound, then change in sound, change in smell, and of course a color change may take place. A color change may take place. Like it happened once we did that displacement reaction, and in that we have taken up, we have dealt with that copper sulfate solution, and copper sulfate solution turned greenish. A gas may be formed. Like there was this evolution of carbon dioxide gas. The bubbles of it we had seen very clearly. Examples. We know that in case of examples we have covered, burning of anything is a chemical change. So basically burning. For example, I write down here burning of magnesium ribbon. You may write down any, like burning of paper is also chemical change. Burning of wood. Then after that, explosion. Explosion of cracker, of bombs, all of them are chemical changes. Spoiling of food, spoiling of cooked food, and a slice of apple acquires brown color. If left for some time, this is what is going to happen. We are going to discuss them all by the time you are writing, and let me compare this with the characters. Burning of magnesium ribbon definitely is going to produce heat, it is going to produce light. And yes, crackers, they will burn with the sound. Smell definitely will change. For example, you have kept cooked food for some time and that cooked food gets spoiled. Then that cooked food is actually undergoing a chemical change. So color, gas, and of course color change. For example, we can clearly make out if you have taken a slice of apple and you have kept it in open for some time without consuming, it will start turning black. There are other these fruits also which will turn black. Then that means there also the chemical change is going on. And a gas will be formed. The best example we did in the class itself. We added 2 of the reactants and there were these bubbles emerging out. Clearly indicate that a chemical reaction has taken place. So after noting this one down, I would like to see my kids keeping the camera on and showing me, I have asked you to collect some of the articles in your home which have this rust deposit. Once this is completed, yes, I can see Chirag is showing that.
Ma'am, it's a knife without any धार. Ma'am, इसकी कोई धार नहीं है, इसलिए ये safe है.
Yes, we are going to try to speak in English all the time. We are in the class, kid. Okay? And yes, of course, that's a good one that we can identify. Yes, Ritesh.
Ma'am, in the last line, what is written after apple?
I can't hear you clearly. You may type
Ma'am,
out
in the
10.
last line, what is written after apple?
Apple acquires. ACQI. Acquires means it gains that reddish brown color. It gets, even if you write down, that is a right English. It turns reddish brown, that is also right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how these chemical changes can be identified. These are the characteristic features of it. Yeah, Parth is also showing me. What is it, Parth, you are showing me?
I'm a nail.
It's a nail. Okay. Well, after you have noted down this, if you have not noted down till now, I would request you to take a screenshot of it because now we are going to understand. Prithvi has kept the camera on. He was sitting in school uniform also as Chirag and Nitya. But I think he has switched off his camera. Try to keep the camera on, kids. Talking about now. Yeah, there he comes back again. Good. 3 to 4 kids I must appreciate. Every time they join the class, they are in the school uniform. Very good. Neerav, Prithvi, Chirag, Nitya.
Ma'am, rusted iron nail.
Yes, rusted iron nail. I can see Chirag is showing. Very good. Now, if you have written and noted down this, let's move ahead
Done, ma'am.
and understand about rusting. Now, what exactly is rusting?
Noted, ma'am.
Yes, Nitya, your voice is not clear. You can type out and send me if you want to say something better. Nitya, your voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear, beta. Type out a message and send so that I can understand what you want to say. Huh? So take a screenshot if you have not written till now, Nitya. But anyways, let's try and understand about rusting. Whenever we keep this iron articles exposed to moist air, you may say, or oxygen and water. Okay, that means for rusting, two conditions are must. One, moisture, second, oxygen. The iron article must be exposed to these two. If it is exposed to these two, definitely it is going to have rusting or that reddish brown covering on it. Basically, that reddish brown cover is due to iron oxide. Iron forms with oxygen, and iron hydroxide, iron forms with water. Combination of these two chemicals basically forms rust. And can I have the idea from my kids? Please, if you are keeping the camera on, keep it to you only. So in this case, please remember, if we want to protect an iron article from rusting, then in that case, we have to keep a layer on the surface of iron so that iron doesn't come in contact with air or moist air. Once again, if we want to protect iron from getting rusted, we need to keep a layer on it, like you keep a layer on your notebook. You cover the notebook so that the notebook is protected. Same way, iron articles must have a layer on them which is going to prevent iron in coming contact with air or water or moisture. And if that we can do successfully, iron articles are protected for long. For example, we may paint. If you are painting that thing, of course the paint is going to keep away the moisture. We may apply oil or grease, but that should be a continuous process. On the top, the best one that is available in the market is what we call as galvanized iron, GI sheets. You must have heard of GI sheets. What are these GI sheets? They are galvanized iron sheets. On iron, a uniform layer, a very thin uniform layer of zinc is applied. Of course, not like paint, it needs electricity. So with that supply, once it is put up, the zinc is put up on the surface of iron, the iron doesn't come in contact with moisture and it can be prevented from getting rusted. That means, once again, if I may recall, I may cover it with oil or grease or with paint and or converting it to galvanized iron. Last but not the least, and the best way of using it, we are using not iron in the form of iron, we are using iron in the form of either steel or stainless steel. with a slight difference. Listen kids, stainless steel is always better than steel, always. But what they sell in the market on the name of stainless steel is actually not stainless steel. That is steel. What is the difference? Steel may get rusted in due course of time. So what if I want to have a look at pure form of stainless steel? Where can I see that? They are stainless steel, they have to use in surgical instruments. Those instruments which are used in surgery, the scissors and those things to cut. Okay, all of them, they are made up of stainless steel. There we cannot afford to use steel, otherwise it is going to create some infection to the patient. So those instruments you can say they are used in the operation theatre, they are made up of stainless steel. Whatever we are getting in market, the best steel you purchase for your kitchen, here are our vessels also Prithvi, but they say that it is stainless steel, but at times it is not stainless steel beta. Okay, stainless steel will never rust, identification mark of it, it will never rust. Steel has carbon in it, iron and carbon. And stainless steel will have, of course, along with iron, it will have nickel and chromium also. That alloy, you can say, a mixture of all these elements, make iron, or you can say convert iron or change the properties of iron to such an extent that it is not going to rust. Instead of being present there, it is not going to rust. For example, if you are taking water and you are adding only a pinch of salt to it, the taste will be different. And you add sugar to it, you add jaljeera to it, so what happens? Automatically the whole taste will change. So this mixing basically we use the term alloy. What is an alloy? Alloy, we say it's a homogeneous mixture. That means in molten state, piggy state, they are mixed in such a way thoroughly that they get mixed completely. You can never make out where iron ends up and where chromium begins. No, it's like an entire mixture of all that. And with that, the stainless steel is prepared, and stainless steel, of course, does not rust. That means iron, and above iron we have steel. Steel means iron plus carbon mixture. Then on the top of all we have the stainless steel, which in addition to iron will have chromium and nickel. I am going to write those things on the board. That means if you want to use iron, either you apply paint on it, repeatedly taking care of it. Second, we may go for galvanized iron. Third, we may use this steel or stainless steel. Let's write about them, kids. Rusting of iron. Iron Fe. Let me write the way it should be written. Actually, it's given in the book, but let's put it in the right way. Iron oxide dot iron hydroxide, and this is actually rust. This we know of course iron, this is water and of course oxygen. Rusting becomes faster rusting becomes faster first in a humid, that means you have more and more of moisture around. In a humid area, we need more moisture. Like it happen in the case of coastal areas, those areas which are near to sea. The air always remains moist. And second, in a saline medium, meaning salty water, that is sea and ocean, inside the water. That is salt water and seas and oceans. Repeatedly taking care of all the factors, the ships they get rusted every year, and many of the parts are supposed to be removed. They remove the part, they replace the part, and again they add a new one. So that is a lot of expenditure in ship industry. Reason, there we have the saline water, and the lower part of the ship always will remain in contact with water, saline water, and it is going to become rusted time and again.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
Someone is asking something here?
Yes, ma'am. They can't coat it with tin or zinc.
We cannot code.
With tin or zinc so that it prevents
Usually,
the
yeah, see, any element that is resistant to corrosion. Corrosion means this eating away of metal that we have taken up the example. Any metal that resists can be put up. Okay, like we have these tin cans in which we take this cold drink. That also has a coating of tin on it. But to tell you the fact, tin goes very costly. Okay, if you are making building, you have to use bigger rods. We are making bridges, railway bridges, over bridges. So you need lot and lot of iron. That means you need to have iron that is protected, number one, but it is not too costly. It should not increase the overall cost of the particular material. So it is generally coated with zinc and of course chromium. Like your this cycle bars are there, na? You ride the bicycle, and in that you have those small spikes,
Yes, ma'am.
tadiya,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
tire, है ना? And the rim of it, tire ka rim, that is, and the handle of it, it is coated with chromium. Okay, but in general, I use the term GI sheets. GI sheets is galvanized iron sheets. And the moment you hear this term galvanized means that there is a layer of molten zinc. Zinc on iron. If there is a layer of zinc on iron, that definitely means that that is a galvanized iron sheet, and that can be used for making, for example, these bridges are there, on that the cover is there. And nowadays, this advanced technology is there, wherein in buildings, see here at Rawalbhata, all the buildings that are made, they have been made using pure rods of iron, saria. But with modern technology and newly made buildings in many of the metro cities, it's very common not to use iron, but instead they use steel. Stainless steel again will be very costly, but they are using steel. That is going to, of course, delay this rusting and the building will be protected for long. Okay, that's all from my side, kids. Take care, kids, and happy learning.